Blue Jays and Dodgers tonight in Game 3 of the World Series. Coverage begins at 7 o'clock Eastern Time on Fox as the best-of-7 matchup is tied up at a game apiece. They play tonight in L.A. Toronto puts Max Scherzer on the hill. Tyler Glasnow goes for L.A. Breaking news in the NFL as the Minnesota Vikings have placed quarterback Carson Wentz on injured reserve as his season is over. He will need surgery to repair his left shoulder. Week 8 wraps up tonight with the Commanders and Chiefs, 8:15 Eastern Time. Giants running back Cam Skattebo had successful surgery last night on his dislocated right ankle and has been discharged from the hospital. Bills defensive lineman Ed Oliver out indefinitely with a torn biceps, while Panthers quarterback Bryce Young has a chance to practice on Wednesday, trying to return from a high ankle sprain. Bengals quarterback Joe Flacco day-to-day with a shoulder injury in Cincinnati. I'm Dan Beyer.
Yo, another week. More fun here with Covino and Rich.
Was that our third-term president?
Stop it.
He said he'd do a third term, but not as VP.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. Is that possible?
Who knows?
Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Hope you had a great weekend.
Is it your favorite president, Cy Sperling?
Cy Sperling is my favorite president because he wasn't just a president. He was also a client.
Yeah, true. A member.
Hope you had Texans, Broncos, Eagles, Jets sort of weekend.
Wow.
Jets,
Oh
not
my
a
God.
Giants, Scadaboo's ankle sort of weekend.
Jets.
Not a Steelers, not a 49ers weekend. Not a Tom Aspinall poked in the eye sort of weekend. We be rocking out. It's a Monday fun day. Let's go.
Here we go. Yo, Danny, going to the Dodgers game later or what? I'm seeing here, what is this, tickets for $80 or $150? Oh, wait, I'm sorry, that's just parking.
Yeah, I was going to say, I have the parking money if you have the ticket money.
Yo, that is wild. And listen, we've all been there. We've all been to a big concert or an event. But the minute you go to a venue where the parking is like $100 or more, that's where you lose me. Like, what? That's insane, no?
Yeah,
I ain't paying for that.
Les Miserables, as they say. We're going to talk about Game 3. It's a Game 3 World Series Monday. You got your Monday night foosball, Commanders at the Chiefs. Plus, last one standing. It's the game that's sweeping the nation. If you want a chance to win some prizes, write the number down, 877-99 on Fox. We're going to talk punishments in football, punishments in life, and so much going on. Sports Equinox tonight. And I hope you had a great weekend, Rich. This weekend was action-packed.
Sports Equinox. You're more of a 24-hour fitness guy.
You're
more of a Planet Fitness type of guy.
Planet Fitness kind of dude. But this weekend was homecoming at a lot of high schools, dances, Halloween parties, last-minute Spirit Halloween runs. You had trunk or treats. You had World Series. You had football.
Bro, I don't want to be the
You
guy.
had Costco runs.
I don't want to be the guy that's talking about, you know how things are expensive these days? I went to Spirit Halloween. I had to get one little thing for my daughter's costume.
That's always the case. You got to go there for fangs and fake blood.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot some hairspray for, pink hair for something. I just happened to take a little look around. I'm like, let me see what the cool costumes are.
Did you find Ozzy in a bag? The Ozzy in a bag costume?
Dude.
Or Philly's Karen in a bag?
When you talk about the pricing, again, I don't want to be the guy that's like, can you believe how expensive things are? I saw a Ted Lasso costume at Spirit Halloween. This consisted of...
And you bought it.
This consisted of a visor, a fake mustache, a whistle, and like a soccer shirt. $60. And I'm like, it's just so wild how every adult costume was like $60 or $80.
Oh, that Spirit company cleans up.
I ain't paying for that. I'm with you.
So
You can make that at home.
Action-packed weekend. You're
Sound
right,
like
Sam.
our parents.
No,
You
you're right.
could, though. Like, just buy a whistle. That's all you need.
That's it. So the point was,
Yep.
so much going on this weekend. Like I said, even for my kid, it was like Halloween party, homecoming dance, again, Spirit Halloween run.
Yeah.
It's just all over the place, and you're trying to keep your eye on the games and everything else. So hope you survived it, and let's have a great week, and let's get into something that we call things that made you go,
Things that make you go,
Things that make you go,
And it could be everything from the Jets won to, do you believe the prices at Spirit Halloween? It
Yeah,
could be anything.
whatever the hell made you go this weekend. I'll give you one. We did the trunk or treat at the kids' school, and a great idea. If you have that at your kid's school this week or this coming weekend, if you have the ability to somehow through the Wi-Fi in your fancy car or the power in your truck have the World Series playing, you're the center of attention.
Oh, yeah.
If you somehow are able to stream the game, if your kid's event is this weekend and football's on or something, honestly, that's where all the dads linger, and I saw that big time this weekend.
You got to bring your TCL on standby, yeah. But trunk or treats are fun. They are. I used to be that guy that was like, these are stupid. Why don't kids go to door anymore?
What is trunk or treat?
Well,
It's the greatest thing in the world,
that's
Sam.
the thing. It doesn't replace trick or treat. In my mind, it did. But when you have kids, you realize it just accompanies trick or treat.
So-
It's an enclosed,
It's like a
safe
school
and happy
parking lot.
school parking
Yeah.
lot celebration for Halloween where everyone decorates their car and their trunks and they give away candy, but there's a dance party and a DJ and the kids have a great time.
All right, so picture this.
Hold on. Let me ask, though. So the whole idea of trick or treat is when you go to the door, you say, trick or person answering the door gets to say, and I know they don't really do this, but it's like, either do a trick or we'll give you a treat. So
You've been
what,
asked
throw
to do
kids in the
tricks?
trunk?
Hey,
Are
Sam,
you throwing children into
juggle
the
these
trunk?
balls.
No, but it's the
I
same
know they do.
premise. Like
Yeah,
they
I know.
go
It's-
from
it's-
trunk to trunk.
It's a phrase. It's catchy.
I know.
But like you're gonna what's the trunk? The trunk is where the candy
But
is.
it's
So
a
it should be
big
trunk
party
and treat.
where the kids can have fun and dance and be safe, and the parents get together and walk their kids around. And Rich's wife goes all out decorating her trunk, and man, she's got a nice one. But it's just a nice, I'd say, not replacement of trick or treat. It just accompanies trick or treat. It's just an added Halloween bonus for the little kids. So with all that going on, I hope you got to enjoy some of the games.
Sam, picture this. A parking lot at the school, 50 parents volunteer, big circle.
Right.
They got smoke
It's a
machine.
school-related thing.
They
yeah.
get smoke machines out. Everyone, like someone could, someone decorated their car with a bunch of skeletons and Blue Jays jerseys with Go Dodger signs. That was their car. We did a K-pop Demon Hunters thing. Someone else might do, a Marvel Universe thing. So it's all cool things.
And that's a contest in itself. Like
Like-
whoever does their trunk as elaborate as possible wins a prize. There's probably a costume contest, a little mini parade. And again, usually a DJ and a dance party.
Yeah,
It's just
he's
a
right.
fun school event.
Do people take like their old Ford station wagon and turn it into like the ghost
Yeah, they
Buster
can.
mobile or
Yeah,
something?
They put fangs on the trunk. It's a whole deal.
I used to poo-poo on this just like him. I'm like, trunk or treat? How freaking lame. And then you have kids and you're like, yeah, this is way more fun, way cooler. And I read a stat. This is so discouraging, Sam. 1 out of 5 people ignore the door when trick-or-treaters come by. People don't even want to open the door. You know how you talked about how last week in the 80s and 90s, you'd be like, oh, who's there? Now you hide from your door.
Who was that, the
Yeah.
Humbug family?
Sebastian Maniscalco talks about that in one of his specials.
Yeah, to me, I walk around my neighborhood and I live in a nice area. Everyone no one answers the door. Every like 5th house, it's like an old lady like, here's a little Milky Way. It's the worst.
Sanka.
Honestly, it's the worst. You got to find like special neighborhoods that specialize in it. Like, that neighborhood's known for it. But I think trunk or treating better than trick or treating.
Well, besides driving up the hill to the very well-off neighborhoods,
Yeah, for
Yeah.
that full-size candy
for
bar.
most of us regular Americans across the country, there was a CBS News headline this morning. Forget the tricks. Halloween treat prices are spooking Americans. For the large bag of candy, we used to spend like $10.99 at Target. $25.99 for the large bag of candy.
Really?
Yeah, it's insane.
Oh, my God.
I ain't paying for that.
Nah, that's crazy. So the point is, with all this going on, you want to sit back and at least enjoy the games tonight, right? Because the weekend was packed. But the other point here, and Rich is right, if you have all this going on and you're the guy with the TV, yeah, you got the most popular setup going on.
Yeah,
because
that's
people
cool.
still want to know what's going on and see some of the highlights as they happen. Like, yo, Yamamoto's still in there. You do want to see some of that as it all goes down. So, things that made you go, this weekend, the prices of Halloween, the fact that Scadaboo's out for the season, that made you say,
That was gruesome.
Right.
Now-
So any of your observations, feel free to share at 877-99 on Fox. We open it up to you. And I'll start it off with a question to you, Rich.
Oh, let's hear it.
C.J. Stroud had a game, 318 yards, 2 tutties. Was it the Texans just finally getting it together? Or do your 49ers, was their defense just ass? Like, I know there's injuries all over the place. Like, how do you assess this?
They were asked yesterday.
Yeah.
The second half, the Niners still they lost the ball control battle. I mean, it was like, I'm pretty sure it was like 40-something minutes to 19.
But
Like,
Vegas had this one right. Remember,
Yeah.
we were speculating, like, what does Vegas know that we don't know? Because we thought the 49ers should have this game.
there was a
and
minute.
then they didn't.
There was a minute where just looking at the score, that's why I always say, like, just looking at the score, you don't really get a feel for the game. There was a time where the Niners were down by a touchdown, and they were not down by a touchdown. They might as well have been down by 20. Going into halftime, fantasy players might have seen George Kittle catch a touchdown. Before that drive with like 50 seconds left, the Texans had 14 first downs to the 49ers 0. The Texans had 253 total yards as an offense. The Niners had 30. There was a point where you're like, what is going on? And Kyle Shanahan at halftime said everything they did wasn't working, and the minute they got one good play was called back, a penalty here or there, but they were lost in the sauce.
And Texans were running the clock,
And
too.
by the time that game, there was a point where that was a touchdown game in the third, and you're like, can the Niners somehow be in this game? And then the Texans took over again. DB, I'm sure you were watching that game. That was not as close as it even looked.
49ers had the ball for 5 minutes in the first half. It's 5 minutes.
Dude, it was, you know why? Because every time, it wasn't like 1st and 10, 15-yard pass. It was 1st and 10, 2nd and 7, 3rd and 4, first down, 1st and 10, 2nd and 6. They got 14 first downs in the first half, and the Niners had the ball, like you said, 5 minutes.
What do
Yeah.
you do with that?
It was crazy. Like, I looked at the stats, and I'm like, wait a second here. And sure enough, I even wrote it down in my notes. It was a 5-minute first half, maybe give or take. It may even have been less than 5 minutes, to be honest with you. But it's also a matchup there where you have D'Amico Ryans, who knows what San Francisco does, so
Yep.
you have knowledge on both staffs. So maybe it just wasn't meant to be for the 49ers. And Vegas was right.
Yeah.
They know something.
Well, they play the Niners, that is, 5-3 now. They play the Giants next week without Malik Neighbors and without
Cam Scadaboo.
Scadaboo.
He got a Scadaboo-boo.
Scadaboo.
The one thing that was heartwarming out of this terrible Scadaboo injury, because now, again, just another exciting star. You could name 20 stars of the NFL that are out this year, like long term. It's really discouraging, from Joe Burrow to Nick Bosa to Scadaboo. Lamar's not back yet. Like this, we're really talking about, it's like the most banged up year I've ever seen in NFL history. But I did see a really heartwarming story, Covino. Did it warm your heart when you saw Philadelphia and New York have a moment when Big Dom, the Botchagaloop security guy for the Eagles, he brought Cam Scadaboo a cheesesteak? Is that story true? Dan Byer, did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, pizza and cheesesteak.
No, I thought it was pizza and cheesecake.
I may have misspoken.
I think
I'm sorry.
I mean, they're in
yeah,
Philly. Why
that
would
may
they?
have been my
I
fault,
would
Sam.
think cheesesteak, but maybe you're right.
I don't know.
But either way,
All those are good.
Either way, they're cut from that same cloth, so it makes sense. Like Big Dom's like, he's a giant, but he's one of us.
Yeah, and you never want to see a dude go out like that, regardless of your alliance. So the 49ers fell short. Vegas knew it all along. Should have took that bet. Texans dominated the 49ers. And speaking of, did you notice this? And I believe Scott Hansen said it. But I did notice it myself. There was no close games really at all, except for that Jets-Bengals game, 39-38.
Yeah.
There was no close games. So, Rich, if you were busy trunk or treating, you didn't really miss much. If you kept an eye on the phone, on your app or whatever, there was no close games to be really excited about. It's always fun seeing your team win, but Nothing really competitive.
For me, there was a heck of a lot of NFL Network recaps and me watching like big plays on Sunday Ticket. I didn't get to watch a lot of live football, just busy family stuff. And I feel like it was the one week, if I was going to be busy, you're right. I don't feel like I missed
Dude,
a heck of a lot.
look at the scores. None of them were close.
Yeah,
How about they kept cutting to highlights of the Dolphins scoring? I'm like, the Dolphins' offense exploded out of nowhere, and then their defense came ready to play. That was a little surprising because of the struggles they've been going through.
That was true. And, man, you know, it's funny when your wife or girlfriend who don't follow as closely ask you questions. They're like, Kirk Cousins is playing again? You're like, yeah. And like, what happened? I'm like, it's a whole story. But it's so weird because he gets in there and you think that he's going to have a shot against the Dolphins and then nothing. I feel so bad about even though he's getting paid. Yeah. Get it right. I'm not that upset about it.
You've seen the breakdown of how much money he's made in his career for, how many big wins. So
but
Kurt's
it's such
fine.
a weird story because you do think he's going to come in there and play big. But no, you're right, Danny. The Dolphins, 34-10 over the Falcons.
Dan Byer and I, he's a Rich Davis guy, right, DB, still?
Still.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah.
I don't know, Dan. He's kind of milking it a little bit. That doesn't annoy you? It annoys me.
There's still time.
We talk uniforms quite a bit, and a lot of people saying, what putrid uniforms the Steelers broke out last night for a primetime Sunday night game.
They're called the Charlie Browns.
Those Charlie Browns, they looked weak, but I don't want to talk about that. There are sometimes uniforms a team breaks out, and you wonder, why are we wasting our time with what we got? Let's go back to this. Does anyone not think the Broncos uniform needs to go back to the orange jerseys? As I watch a highlight on the TV now, you don't think that orange and lighter blue helmet, like, isn't it time they say, yeah, that's clearly the best uniform the Broncos ever had?
Yes. And if you want to go back and honor your Super Bowl championships, then you bring the other one back maybe for a one-off.
Those late 90s Elway, Terrell Davis one. Bring those back as the throwback.
As I sent you that amazing story about the uniforms, they did say that it was part of the 90s shift where it went from bright colors to sort of a darker vibe. Nike actually designed that dark blue Elway, late Elway's jersey thing.
Yeah.
So they sort of took responsibility for changing it. Every jersey went dark.
And even like the Eagles went away from the Kelly green to a darker green. Everything went a little more hardcore and somber looking.
Every
Seahawks
expansion team.
Royal blue went to their navy. The Seahawks had two different shades of blue. Same thing, the Titans, when they ended up transitioning from the Oilers to the Titans, there was a navy brought in. Everything was navy, black, or a dark green, if you will.
I know styles change, but when you're just watching football, and you don't need to be an old head to be like, bring back the old Broncos. I really do think that blue and orange, much like you said, the Kelly green Eagles.
They say there's a subliminal swoosh in that.
In the pant
Broncos,
leg.
the Broncos pant leg.
Anyway, just an observation I make is while everyone's focusing on how ass the Steelers uniforms look like.
They look like bumblebees with seatbelts on.
Yeah, it's hard to take that serious.
Crash test dummies.
I don't know.
Well, let's also point out the fact that the Steelers were in it until they weren't, right? It's like, all right, man, Aaron Rodgers is going to be the fourth quarterback ever to beat all the teams in the NFL, and he has to beat his former team, the Green Bay Packers.
It was
and then
tight.
all of a sudden, Jordan Love turns it on. It's like, what happened here?
Yeah, it was tight because I remember explaining to my kids for the first time a 2-point conversion because when the Green Bay Packers scored, they went ahead of the Steelers, and they went for 2 to make it a field goal game, and then it was just that was all after that. It was all sort of Packers. And I do think their all-white uniform is a cool alternate one if we're gonna talk uniforms.
Yeah, but Tom Brady before the game was saying, like, make no question about it because he's one of the 4 quarterbacks, right, that have beat all the teams in the league.
Yeah.
He goes, Aaron Rodgers is going all out tonight to beat his former team and make history. He's putting everything out there on the line. So he's telling a story of how bad Aaron Rodgers secretly wants this, and there's no question, no secret in my opinion that he wants to win. And it seems like it all fell apart right before our eyes. But props to Jordan Love. Got to give props where they're due. But he's burning inside.
Dare I say, Aaron Rodgers for being a future Hall of Famer and a guy that, he's a veteran. The guy's he's an old guy in the league. I'm going to compare it to something as trivial as grown men's rec sports. Even as a grown-up, to not show up your teammates. You could be playing rec basketball and your buddy throws up an air ball. You could be playing softball and your buddy misjudges a fly ball and drops a routine play. You learned in Little League not to have your body language put your teammate in a spot where they look like an ass. Don't you feel like Aaron Rodgers is the worst at body language when his player has a bad read or drops a pass or runs a route slightly wrong? Like
There's
Aaron
a few
Rodgers,
times I thought it, and he was gesturing to the officials.
Yeah, but there are times his body language to me just feels like he's reprimanding his team at all times. Like, come on, lineman, you missed that block. Come on, receiver, your route wasn't tight enough this way. Like, he just comes across like condescending, where if I was on his team, I'd be like, yo, suck it, Rodgers. Like, do you not see this?
Yeah, he's like, you let me down.
Yeah, there's something about
I
it.
mean, down-
That's
you
what
let dad
happens because the
disappoint dad.
dynamic is so different. He's old enough to be their parent. That's why. And it is noticeable.
There's shrugs and
But a
eye
few times I
rolls
thought
and-
that
I
he
don't know.
was saying to the officials, like, how could you not call that? How's that not a penalty? But he's so animated.
Yeah.
You're right. It's noticeable. So any observations you made, Steelers, their Charlie Brown jerseys, you're right. That was distracting.
I'll give you an observation.
I didn't like that one.
The fight game. Getting poked in the eye. It's like so gross to me, and it's a really terrible way for a big fight to end, but you can't expect, I mean, how do you expect something to go on when someone, he said he was knuckle deep? Oh, that's what she said. In the eye socket. Imagine getting someone poking their finger in your eye socket.
It's
knuckle deep.
anticlimactic, I'll tell you that. It's a heavyweight bout, UFC 321. Everyone's there, fired up, and it ends with a Three Stooges move. Why, you
I am boink.
Oh, certainly. Right? You got to throw up that karate chop to block the poke in the eye. And you see the frustration in everybody. Aspinall gone, no contest, right? All this build up, nothing. And then Dana White is frustrated because he's trying to put on a show, put on an event. Millions of people are tuned in. And you're like, that's it? So weak. It's such a letdown. They even ask him, they say, what's the difference between an unintentional eye poke and an intentional eye poke? He's like, I don't know. Beats the hell out of me. Because what do you do? What do you do in that situation? It's a no contest. The fight couldn't go on. Aspinall's getting his eye fixed, eye checked and everything. And now the question is, do they run it back? Can Aspinall ever fight a John Jones? Will that ever happen? No, probably not. But very anticlimactic, especially if you were waiting for this fight for weeks or months and had people over. That ended in a no contest. So speaking of fights, there was a news alert that broke right before our show. It's a rumor, but it's a solid rumor. It involves two legends that might be fighting on Netflix, and we'll tell you about it because it made me say,
Okay, we'll figure that out next, plus more observations from the NFL, baseball, World Series, NBA is, man, surprisingly interesting as we are into the first week. So all that and more coming up right here, Covino and Rich. There's ebbs and flows in all different aspects of life. You're a music guy. Danny G, you're a hip-hop guy. You'd very easily agree if I said hip-hop has had years where, there's a ton of hit records, and then you go through a couple years where you're like, it sort of stinks. Covino, you experience this a lot being a rock music guy.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be like the grunge era, and then after that it was like rock stunk, and then it sort of came back. Like music, pop music goes through years where there's a ton of big pop hits and pop radio stations are trending, and then all of a sudden pop music becomes cheesy and lame. There's cycles in music. Dare I say sports in general right now is better than it's been in a decade. Baseball, the stars, the rule changes, the franchise players, baseball's at an all-time high. The NFL ratings and interest and international, the NFL is popping on a different level. And the NBA, I think, is now really starting to lean on the young stars while also hitting you with a little nostalgia. I think sports right now is peaking.
It's the sports renaissance.
I really think right now, you can't tell me that sports isn't insanely awesome.
I'll give you a lamer analogy. I'm going to one down your analogy.
Why you gotta ruin it?
No, I'm not trying to one up it. I'm going to one down it. We often talk about how we grew up with all these Disney classics, right? Oh, Pinocchio. Snow White.
Today's the anniversary of Dumbo. You want to hear a fun fact?
Not really.
Dumbo, the only main character of a Disney movie that never spoke.
The only main character named after Rich Davis.
Actually, you know what it's called? The elephant's name isn't Dumbo, you Dumbo. It's Jumbo Jr.
It was named after an actual elephant, Jumbo.
Yeah.
See, I know. But we grew up with all these classics. Dumbo, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Pinocchio. And then there was nothing. And then the 80s came around. You had like the Aristocats and all this nonsense, right?
Yeah, crap.
Nothing. You had nothing forever. We lived on the classics. And then all of a sudden they called it the Disney Renaissance. We've talked about it. Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast,
Aladdin.
Lion
King.
The Lion King. All of a sudden, boom, 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 came back. And now they've been riding off of that.
And
then
it fell off again.
Then it fell off, came back again. So
good thing they don't make up for it by raising prices at the parks.
We might be on the precipice, if you want to include all sports, right, of a sports renaissance. And Rich is right, because maybe we're seeing social media really starting to play a positive role in how we view these superstars, these young superstars. Like, we got a pretty good idea of what's going on. We get to know them. We know their personality. We get greater insight. You don't even have to watch the games to see the highlights. And you know these young stars. You identify with them. And, dude, you think I'm a Spurs fan? Absolutely not. But, man, I was glued watching that.
We are on full time in Philadelphia now. Imagine waking up there this morning. They have a new dynamic duo in the backcourt. Did you see Tyrese Maxey along with rookie VJ Edgecombe? Edgecombe 34-7, Maxey 40-6.
They got something to be excited about.
Sixers fans are like, what? And then in Chicago, with the Bulls winning, the Bears are 4-2, Blackhawks 3-2, Bulls 1-0. Chicago, this is the first time since 2010 that all three of those teams have a winning record at the same time.
Are we on a sports renaissance? Think about it. I think there's something to be said, and people listening may be like, well, you guys work in sports, so of course you're going to feel that way. Hey, we got lives. We got kids. We got problems. I got a pain-in-the-ass teenage daughter. I have child support payments. These are hassles enough.
An ex-wife.
I got ex-wives.
Yeah, what else?
I got hassles like anyone else.
An AC unit that broke?
Yeah.
A Sweet 16 to pay for?
Yeah. We got regular lives just like anybody.
A long-term girlfriend that's probably waiting for a ring?
So it's not like...
I'm sorry, did I go too far?
No, that's okay. It just builds that relatable sort of thing. We got things going on, yet... we could stop and pause and say, wow, man, for this to grab our attention this way, there's got to be something to it. So I'm with you on that, Rich. I am.
And dare I say, sports media, podcasting, broadcasting, like Fox Sports Radio, is doing really well. That's like one of the few areas of broadcasting that's really doing well right now.
Embrace it, guys.
And I think you're seeing it in baseball. The NBA having a really good first 2 days, and NFL speaks for itself. We just love it. It's like it's king, right? So you're getting everything clicking on all cylinders. It's sort of like a great team when all the star players are playing well.
Mm-hmm.
They just like what the Dodgers are doing right now.
Yeah.
That's the world of sports. The NBA, the NFL, Major League Baseball. Everyone's doing their part for the general sports world.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rich. That was an amazing positive spin.
I'm a positive guy, bro.
Rich is a goon. Bark at the moon. Bark at the moon. By the way, lots of people Ozzy Osbourne for Halloween this year because, well, he's a legend and he passed away, so very popular costume along with Phillies Karen and Brewers Karen and K-pop Demon Hunters. And, hey, whatever you're going to be, our rule is usually this. Be the best version of that because if you're the weak Ozzy or the weak Phillies Karen, it's like you suck the worst. And don't be 6'7" because nothing screams you're the lamest parent ever.
However,
yeah, did you see that?
If you are a 6 and your significant other is a 7, maybe it becomes so lame the kids stop saying it.
Whatever.
That's what the meme says. It says,
yeah.
parents, if you all do this for your Halloween costume, we can end the scourge forever.
Yeah, that's true. When the parents get to it, it's over, right?
Number one rule, though, listen to what Covino said. I want to add a little part to it. If someone has to ask you, hey, what are you? It's a weak-ass costume.
Then you failed, yeah.
You failed. No one should have to ask you what you are.
That's the rule with tattoos also.
And
somebody has to ask you, what is that tattoo?
Then you failed.
That's a fail.
And sometimes it's too creative for its own good, right? Like too obscure. Like, yeah, great costume, but who the hell is that? So, again, failed. Failure. Broadcasting live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Remember, if you miss any of today's show, catch the podcast. Search Covino and Rich wherever you get your podcast. And be sure to follow the podcast, rate it 5 stars, and tell your friends about it. We're also streaming live as we speak on YouTube, Covino and Rich FSR, to watch what you hear, to see how jittery Rich is in real life, and to see what we're wearing every day, and see our stupid faces. Participate live, Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. You can also get our bonus podcast, Overpromise, there. Now, Rich, we're in the middle of things that made you go, We still got to play Last One Standing, give away prizes. But we get to your phone calls now at 877-99 on Fox. Your takeaways from this weekend. It could be NBA related, basketball related. It could be everything related. In fact, tonight is a sports equinox.
Oh, yeah. All 4 major sports with games going on. So the question is, what are you going to have on the big screen, Rich?
That's another interesting one. Does the NFL win the ratings battle tonight just because it's the NFL, or World Series Game 3 with a big market like Los Angeles and
a whole
it's tied
country
up
behind the Blue Jays?
The Blue Jays got some, as the meme goes, people rooting for the Dodgers. It's a little blip in Southern California. The rest of the country go Blue Jays. So that's an interesting one.
You're seeing great baseball, though, man. You're seeing why both of those teams are in the World Series.
My guess, believe it or not, though, NFL still wins tonight.
I think it's going to be close, but yeah, probably right.
NFL still wins. I think a big takeaway from this weekend is that it's only a matter of time. Are you there yet or not? Do you believe in the Indianapolis Colts?
Well, I think
because they're not
seeing teams separate.
They're not beating teams, Covino, they should beat. They're whooping teams they should beat.
Whooping their ass.
And they're 7-1, so I'm
it's
looking.
The Broncos and the
they're
Colts.
scoring 40 points in every game.
Yo, can we
the 2 horsey teams, the Broncos and the Colts. You got the 6-2 Broncos, and the Colts are 7-1 now.
Horsey teams? I like
yeah. Are they the best teams in the league? It's looking that way.
Dare I look at the schedule? Because I love some schedule watching. I was Sam Headed.
The Rich loves to look at the schedule game.
Schedule watching. Yeah.
What happened to booty watching, Davis?
Oh, I love
the guy
that too.
I met in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I just love watching. If you look at the Colts schedule, that's 7-1. They whooped the Dolphins. They beat the Broncos by 1.
Yeah,
do you remember that game?
One.
That Broncos, the field goal that wasn't, and then the next one they made. So that plays very big right now. We said it would. That's the difference between which one's a 1 or 2 loss team, right? A 1-point game. They whooped the Titans. They lost to the Rams. That was a battle. Matthew Stafford, good game. They whooped the Raiders. They whooped the Cardinals. They whooped the Chargers, and they whooped the Titans.
And Indiana Jones is looking like a G.
Let's look ahead. They're playing at Pittsburgh. That should be interesting. The Falcons go to Berlin. That's a game overseas. Germany. The real test comes on November 23rd. It's almost a month away. That's how far away it is. But mark this down because I feel like if they have any chance to move this game to more prime time, they would. Colts at Chiefs. If the Colts go into Arrowhead and beat Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, who couldn't then believe they're real?
It's just because they're the Colts and it's Daniel Jones. That's the only reason you're not buying into the hype.
And because
it's
they've
taking you
had
by surprise.
And over the last couple of years, they had coaching blunders.
Right.
And they have
a young coach. And by the way, Dan Patrick posed an interesting question. Like, who do you believe in more out of the Broncos or the Colts? Keep in mind, the Colts beat the Broncos. But because the Broncos seem more legit and they have a veteran coach and they have a quarterback that you do buy into, you might be leaning Broncos there. But don't sleep on the Colts.
Don't forget to give props to a healthy Jonathan Taylor. He already has 10 touchdowns.
Dude, seriously, 7-1. What more do they have to do to convince you?
A lot of kids probably have that Jonathan Taylor poster, the same way Covino had a Jonathan Taylor Thomas poster, right?
I still have it.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, the Colts, if you were to say in the AFC right now, if it were a playoff scenario and the Colts had home field, someone had to go to Indianapolis, do you believe in Buffalo or the Chiefs or the Broncos? Dan Byer, let me ask you. You're a guy that watches as close as anyone. Do you believe the Colts could compete with any of those teams right now?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes, I do. And we forget, for as close as that Broncos game should have been and the penalty, the Colts' only loss is to the Rams on the Adonai Mitchell fumble at the goal line and then also the holding call. Iowa Sam was at that game. He was there in person. So was Danny G. They saw this, and that's the only blemish on the Colts record. So we could be talking about 8-0 at this point.
Oh, wait a minute. That's
and
the
you'd
game?
still be questioning.
Yeah.
Oh, remember
They had a lead in the game.
Remember when Joe Montana's like, is that John Candy in the stands? Is that the one when Daniel Jones was like, is that Iowa Sam?
Yes.
Oh,
and
okay,
Danny G. Why is he watching the Raiders game on his phone? Isn't this a good enough game to watch?
There's a legend that's why they lost.
Yeah. Wow. So, Colts.
Here's something about that Chiefs game, because I looked ahead as well. It probably won't be flexed because the Chiefs have to play the next week at Dallas on Thanksgiving. So if you were to flex it to a Sunday night, that's even more of a quicker turnaround to go on the road and then travel and play on Thursday.
Yeah, you're telling someone play the latest window on a Sunday, and then you're playing on Thanksgiving.
Yes. And in an earlier start on Thanksgiving than you would a normal Thursday night game, even though it's a couple of hours.
Yeah, so it'll be your early Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, 10 a.m. West Coast, early slot main game of the week. That they'll highlight that, but I can't imagine that not being a big time game and test to see where we're at in the AFC.
Yeah, absolutely.
And before we go to Dan Byer for his update, I promised you I'd tell you about a fight. Of course, UFC 321 was this weekend, and it was sort of a letdown. Dana White very upset. I saw Dern won in the women's strawweight fight, but when it came to Aspinall Gone,
what was the weigh-in you sent me with the girl's ass cheeks?
That was it.
That was it. Yeah,
that was Jan DeRoba versus Dern.
I was booty watching.
That's Mackenzie Dern with the booty, by the way.
Okay.
Mackenzie Dern
strawweight.
Also got the victory, but when it came to Aspinall Gone, again, no contest, and everyone's like, But as of today, listen to this. So far for me, I have this listed as the fight I never asked for and wasn't sure I cared about. But there's two legendary fighters in talks with Netflix, and it's not Jake Paul and Tank Davis. That goes down November 14th. Mayweather versus Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao, currently in talks with Netflix, and it would be a legitimate fight. And honestly, people are really excited about it. Like, real boxing aficionados are like, oh, no way. Mayweather's coming out of retirement, putting his O at risk. He's 50-0. And my first instinct is like, who gives a diddly squat? These guys are way past their prime.
That fight happened a decade ago, and that was too late.
I felt like, am I the only one that doesn't care about this? Because it seems like everyone else is like, yo, I'll take it. Two legends. It's an equal fight because they're both old.
Hey, do you hear Roger Clemens is going to be pitching to Barry Bonds next week?
But it is sort of a push. Like, age doesn't matter here because they're both sort of old and past their prime, even though Pacquiao fought for a title recently.
But does it matter if they're both past their prime?
That's the question. I don't know, but people seem to be excited about it. But it's a legitimate rumor, and there's legitimate market and money involved with Mayweather-Pacquiao. So when there's that much money involved, the chances of it happening are legit, and that's according to every news outlet. And like I said, Netflix is involved in this one.
Is the only intrigue that Mayweather still has that O?
Yeah, and they had a competitive fight, but again, past Pacquiao's prime the first time, let alone this time.
All right. Well, hey.
So that's in fight news that made me say,
But it says,
as of today.
Cove, it says in talks. So
Yeah, they're in
do you
talks.
do you think the whole time they'll just talk about the weather and their grandkids?
Yeah, the grandkids. All right, well, hey, let's go to DB for an update. Dan Byer, what is doing, my friend?
That's the test balloon to see how people react to it. And then if they have your reaction, maybe they
Yeah.
won't do it.
I'm a fight fan. I'll watch any fight, but personally, I don't care about that. I really don't. But the casual numbskull was like, yeah, because they have name recognition.
Yeah, absolutely. We know the name Carson Wentz, the Vikings quarterback, is going to miss the rest of the season. Placed on injured reserve today, and he will have surgery on his injured left shoulder. We saw Wentz wincing a bunch in that loss to the Chargers on Thursday. The NFL Network is saying that in their Week 5 game in Ireland, in London, so it was the Week 5 game in London when they were taking on the Browns, Carson Wentz suffered a dislocation of that shoulder that tore his labrum and fractured the socket. That's according to the NFL Network. So he then was able to play a couple more games after that, but shutting him down, Carson Wentz done for the year for
Carson Wentz.
Minnesota.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sucks,
Carson
man.
Wentz, yeah.
Very good. Week 8, Commanders and Chiefs tonight, 8:15 Eastern Time. Washington without Jaden Daniels for that game as Marcus Mariota gets the start. In other quarterbacking news, Panthers quarterback Bryce Young has a chance to practice on Wednesday as he missed yesterday's game against the Bills because of his high ankle sprain. Bills defensive tackle Ed Oliver out indefinitely with a torn biceps, while Bengals quarterback Joe Flacco day-to-day with his shoulder injury suffered against the Jets in that loss yesterday. Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua expected to play Sunday against the Saints, returning from a foot injury. Giants running back Cam Scatterboo had successful surgery last night on his dislocated right ankle. He's being discharged from the hospital today. Timberwolves guard Anthony Edwards going to miss the next week of action because of a hamstring strain. And tonight, it's Game 3 of the World Series. Blue Jays and Dodgers. Coverage on Fox starts at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Series tied up at 1 apiece. Max Scherzer against Tyler Glasnow. The Dodgers' Mookie Betts named the 2025 Roberto Clemente Award winner. Guys, back to you.
There you go. Thank you, DB. Mookie Betts, what a good dude, huh?
Great dude.
My son's like,
Great player.
My son wants me to call him Benny Betts when he plays baseball. You know, Mookie Betts, honestly, Danny, you guys, I know everyone talks about Shohei and Freddie, but Mookie Betts just seems like such a good dude for baseball. And, hey, tonight, who's going to be the star that steps up at Game 3? I can't wait for that one. So we'll talk some more baseball, more things that made you go, we'll play a game, give away some prizes. A lot of fun still coming up on this show. Covino and Rich.
Things that make you go,
There's a lot of chatter of last night, the NBA heavily leaning into nostalgia.
Our generation is a generation that feeds and lives off of nostalgia.
Lives off it. So it brings me to my big thought of the day, which is you're breaking out round ball rock. Everyone loves it, right? Basketball, yeah.
I'm gonna dunk it.
You got round ball rock. You got MJ.
Mike Tirico's voice, which was cool.
You got Tirico. Listen, they're hitting on everything. But then again, so I feel that, and then I say, well, I remember what Tony Soprano said on The Sopranos, which is,
remember when is the lowest form of conversation.
remember when is the lowest form of conversation.
Well, you know what I always took from that? I respect Tony Soprano. Gotta respect the Sopranos.
Gabagool.
I think it's always fun to look back. You just can't live there too long.
That is the answer. There's nothing wrong with looking back. In fact, what do we always say that two things can be true. The NBA could be leaning too much on nostalgia. Nostalgia could be amazing, and it could also be a crutch.
And I feel
all
like
these things could be true.
On The Sopranos, what Tony was saying there is like this whole night we've been reminiscing, and that's fun and all, but like let's bring it up to current date a little bit. Like even if you're hanging out with your buddies, it's always a remember when conversation, and that's fun. When you realize that's all you got, that's when it's stale, and that's when you realize, like, yeah, we got nothing more than that.
Yeah, they were interviewing the current stars of the NBA, and they asked them, what's your favorite NBA on NBC moment in the 90s? And most of them were like, I don't have one. I was too little, or I wasn't born yet. Anthony Edwards said, I don't know, Michael Jordan. So, yeah, for the younger generation, none of that's going to hit with them. It's going to hit with us, but not them.
For the younger generation, it's all new to them. What do they know about John Tesh? Probably nothing, but it's new to them, right? So nostalgic
that
to
part
us.
That part of it is. But if we lean too much in the past, that's not going to play well for the younger audience.
But like I said, when I feel Tony Soprano was saying there should be a mix of it, like let's talk about something current or let's bring it up to speed now or else we got nothing. I think the NBA does that just by having young players in the league. And that's the perfect balance. Like, I'm not against it. I think it's cool because you're bringing some of the old school cats back into what they enjoyed and what made that 90s era so great. And then for anyone too young to remember, it's new to them anyway, so who cares?
What did Mr. Miyagi teach Daniel LaRusso?
To wax on, wax off?
Balance.
Oh.
Daniel's son. It's all about balance because if you
I
can
always
balance,
thought the wax off part was a little weird.
Hey, go wax off. What? If you balance nostalgia just the right way, the example that Covino is alluding to, if you get drinks with an old college buddy, let's say you break your conversations down into a pie chart of 100%. If 50% of your conversations like, yo, remember when John in college got drunk and did this? Ah, ha, ha. But you got to mix that in with, yo, tell me about your kids. I see your kids playing football. And, yo, your daughter, how's your wife doing? Hey, tell me about your job. Like,
right.
You can't live 100% in, hey,
Because
remember when we were at that frat party, you know?
If you can't vibe on what's going on now, that means like all your friendship and all your love is based on things that happened in the past. And you do notice that a lot with some old school friends and old school relationships. It's like, yeah, we got nothing here now. Nothing in common now. No conversations to have now. Mm-hmm. You know, you want to talk about I don't know, a new band that's out, and they still want to talk about Pearl Jam. And it's like, you know, can we talk about something now? And you realize that your friendship and your relationship only lives then. It has to be a great balance. And I think that's what the NBA is going for. I don't think the NBA is going for old school nostalgia. That's impossible. You got young players on the court.
It's a league that is really banking on some young stars to step it up. So why not throw in a little dipping of nostalgia? Ooh.
Benny Betts.
Call me Benny Betts, Dad. All right, pal.
I call him Captain Underpants because every time I see Rich's kid, he has no clothes on.
My kid can't be the only one, right? Anyone else have a son that just wants to
dad.
walk around his undies?
Benny and the Betts.
Benny.
Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. It's time for our tire rack play of the day.
Tire rack.
The Jets used some trickery, trick or treat, to seal their first win of the season.
2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. First and goal, Jets at the 4-yard line of Cincinnati. They need a touchdown to take the lead. Down by 6. I formation. And now Ruckert motions right. The lone setback, Brees Hall. Toss sweep to the right. Brees Hall, he's going to throw the ball. Pumps once, throws back in the end zone. It's caught. Mason Taylor. The option pass right by Brees Hall for a touchdown. And the Jets are a point after away from the lead.
Wow.
Hey, big win, but
More disappointing for the Bengals than, good for the Jets.
Aren't
right?
you embarrassed, Bengals? How do you lose that
Come
game?
on.
That play was risky. Like that, Dan, I heard you and Kerry breaking it down, but that play did not look like it should have worked. Because the way he grenaded it to Mason Taylor.
Awful decision to throw the football. He pump faked, as you heard in the highlight, and then actually throw it. It reminded me of week 1. 49ers, Brock Purdy throws that one up.
Oh, it should have been picked, and it somehow finds its way into Tungus's hands.
Yes. Reminded me of that.
That's courtesy of Q1043 Jets Radio Network. Our Tire Rack play of the day. For over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Did you know that Q1043 plays the Jets games? You don't think of Q1043 as classic rock?
Of course I do. I used to call them up. It's the only radio station I ever called.
You called Q1043?
Can you play some Alice in Chains, please?
Hello, Jim Kerr.
Hey, I'm calling. Can you play some Tool? I really like that sober song.
It was the only station I think I ever called because it's a little nerve-wracking, except for this show. In fact, we welcome it, and we get you involved as we wrap up things that made you go, week 8. All right, 877-99 on Fox. Speaking of the Jets, it was a pretty terrible loss, but a big win for them, and they celebrated like it was their Super Bowl. I get it. They're pumped, but, I mean, it was one win. You celebrate like that? Do you? I guess. I don't know. Maybe a relief. But speaking of the Jets,
Fireman Ed got some last night.
I got to say, and I want to say, rest in peace, Nick Mangold.
Oh, what a terrible story. And I've only
41 years old.
I've only heard tremendous things about what
Lovable
a great man
giant,
he was.
Yeah, terrible, terrible story. 41. Even Rex Ryan was in tears talking about it.
It was tough watching Rex Ryan.
It was. We even heard from Mark Sanchez saying that he was like a brother to him, so a big loss in the NFL. We have to acknowledge that as far as things that make you go, And, I have a baseball observation, Rich, as we get ready for Game 3 tonight.
What you got, buddy?
Did you notice this over the weekend? I didn't notice it until they replayed the highlight. I don't think it happened live on TV. It happened on camera, where in the postgame when Addison Barger hit that grand slam. All right, Big Papi. Hey, Derek, welcome, Addison Barger. Addison, you my dog. I give you this stupid T-shirt. Oh, I could be him. Big Papi. Did you see he gave Addison Barger the T-shirt, and he denied it? And that made me say, And I think the reasoning was, I'm on the Blue Jays. I'm not accepting your stupid I'm a Red Sox, you're my dog T-shirt.
Yeah.
Right? So I think he sort of respectfully was like, I don't want your Red Sox luck or Red Sox vibe in my Blue Jays world right now. Thanks, but no thanks, right? So he denied it. And then the next day, your guy, Will Smith, hey, I think you should take this. Hey, Derek, he's my dog. Will Smith, I want you to have my T-shirt. Yeah, and I think you should take it because last night he went 0 for 4 after he didn't take my shirt. So he got denied. And then he gave it to your boy, Danny G. And your boy, as far as I know, accepted the shirt. Yeah. We'll see what happens moving forward. But, dude, would you accept that shirt from Big Papi?
Big Papi's a champion. He's a guy with good luck.
Well, that's what made me go, even if you don't want it, as a gesture and just to be respectful, would you accept it? Because Barger did not. And I thought that was kind of wild.
No, the guy that hit the home
But I understood.
The guy that hit the grand slam for Toronto.
Yeah, Barger.
Did you see that before the game, someone from MLB Network randomly said, I know he's not in the starting lineup, but you know who's going to get the big hit of the game?
It was Dan Plesac.
Was it Plesac?
Yeah.
And then Plesac's like,
called it.
He's like, yeah, he's going to come up in a big spot. Everyone's like, yeah, but he's not even in the lineup. And he goes, you'll see.
Yeah, he called it exactly how it went down. It was amazing.
So, hey, we got more observations from the weekend. NFL, baseball, fights, all next. Covino and Rich, and some prizes. Hang tight.
promise. Covino Rich. Do it.
So that brings us to a segment that's sweeping the nation. And it's a segment, a list, a discussion you want to be part of.
Yeah.
It's called They Might Be Ass.
Oh, you don't want to be on this list.
You don't want to be on this. And this is really controversial, guys. Look, I got to make this statement before we get into it. In order to be part of this discussion, there has to be greatness involved or high expectations, right? Because why would there be a letdown of sorts where, turns out you might be ass if we didn't think you were supposed to be great or you were great.
Now, you know how Mike Tyson's in a category of people where anything he says or does, you're like, oh, what is Mike going to do? Like, he's so intriguing.
That's right. I'm number one when it comes to intriguing.
I used to feel that way back in the day about Howard Stern. If he did a late night appearance, I'm like, oh, I got to watch. Like, there's certain people you get pulled into over your lifetime.
Right.
And I think it's fair to say.
The Dos Equis guy.
It's fair to say, most interesting guy. It's fair to say in our lifetime, Michael Jordan's been like everyone's goat. People hang from the huevos of Michael Jordan. You got his sneakers, you got his gear, Gatorade, everything. He's the man. It's Michael Jordan.
We wanted to be like Mike. Everybody did. The Last Dance. We all tuned in. You know why we all tuned in? It was such a big deal because you saw the real competitive nature of this guy. And you just got to hear him speak. And much like Mike Tyson, everything he says seems to be intriguing. Very intriguing. Now, did you hear what Mike said?
Now,
he said that he hasn't picked up a basketball in years.
And by the way, the story he told Mike Tirico about I shot a free throw in front of some kids and I was nervous. That video has emerged today.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell Michael told the story accurately. He looked nervous. He swish, boom, perfect. But I hate to say this, not Michael Jordan. He is not ass. I think NBC's bamboozling of what Michael Jordan's role is ass. I think the Michael Jordan aspect of NBA on NBC is ass.
You're saying Michael Jordan's NBC involvement might be ass.
I have a feeling that
here's why.
I have a feeling this Mike Tirico interview was like 2 hours.
Yes.
And what they're going to do is for 82 games of the NBA season, anytime NBC has a big one, they'll be like, let's roll back 3 minutes of that one Tirico interview. I saw Pat McAfee, I'll give him a shout out. He joked about how we were all dumb to what do we think? MJ was going to be in Oklahoma City for the first game? No, Michael Jordan's sitting on his couch. He did an interview and it's smoke and mirrors and we're like, Michael Jordan's on NBA on NBC? No, he's not. He did an interview.
It's crafty marketing. It's smoke and mirrors. When Rich and I agree it's fact, like we said, you hit the nail on the head. What this is, I don't think there's any debate. We could be wrong, but I think not. It's a long-ass Mike Tirico interview that they cut down. We're going to see bits and pieces. And here's where we all get sucked in. Just because he's Michael Jordan and we wore his sneakers and we saw him be the GOAT all those years, everything he says, we're going to talk about the next day.
Right. So,
hey, man, did you see? He says he loves Stranger Things on Netflix. Did you hear what Mike Tyson said? He said his favorite snack is popcorn. Yeah. Hey, did you hear what Michael Jordan said? Like, it's whatever he says. Michael Jordan says he takes 3 dumps a week. Hey, did you hear Michael? Whatever he says is gospel because he's Michael Jordan.
So we might be asked for buying into it, but NBC's involvement with Michael Jordan, I feel like we all got a little dupe, so I think it's ass.
Insight to excellence.
Minnesota Vikings quarterback Carson Wentz will miss the rest of the season, placed on injured reserve today as the team says that Wentz will undergo season-ending surgery on his left shoulder. The NFL Network says that Wentz hurt the shoulder during their Week 5 game in London against the Browns, where he suffered a dislocated shoulder, tore his labrum, and also fractured the socket in the shoulder. Carson Wentz done for the season. Panthers quarterback Bryce Young has a chance to play in Week 9 against Green Bay. Head coach Dave Canales says that Young has a chance to practice on Wednesday, but right now they're considering him day-to-day. Bengals quarterback Joe Flacco day-to-day with a shoulder injury. Tonight, Commanders and Chiefs wrap up Week 8 at 8:15 Eastern Time. Giants running back Cam Scatterbu had successful surgery on his dislocated right ankle, that is, and has been released from the hospital. Game 3 of the World Series tonight from L.A. Blue Jays and Dodgers. Series tied up at 1 apiece. Coverage starts at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. I'm Dan Byer.
are broadcasting live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, the mean streets of L.A. Orale.
All right.
And remember, with the iHeartRadio app, you can stream us wherever, whenever. Catch all your favorite Fox Sports Radio shows live 24/7 on the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Search Fox Sports Radio in the app. Stream us live all day, every day. And be sure to select Fox Sports Radio as one of your presets in the iHeart app, so it always pops up right on your screen. Shout out to all the affiliates rocking with us, everybody on the app. We appreciate you. Remember, you could always go back and watch it, too, on our YouTube page. Covino and Rich, FSR on YouTube. We be rocking out. Let's go.
And to quote Brother Love in the 90s, everyone supporting Covino and Rich, I love you. Now, last night, after watching all our football, I just want to shout out a movie that's creepy as can be. I don't even know if it was good or not. You know, when you watch a horror movie, it's hard to decide if it's good or not.
That's not how you sell it. If you don't know if it's good, then I don't want to hear about it.
Well, I'm not even. I'm just saying, like, I feel like other movies.
That's like saying, hey, this tastes like booty. You want to taste it? Like, no thanks. You just told me.
Is this milk sour? Smell this.
If you watched it.
Oh, my God. Smell my gym sneakers.
And you don't know how to feel about it, then what do I care?
I feel like comedies, I can immediately tell you if I find it funny. Like, by the way, Chad Powers, are you watching yet?
I am. It's good. I don't love it. I don't like it, love it, or gotta have it. I think it's good.
Okay.
I'm a tough critic, man. I'm hard to please
who are
nowadays.
you? You're like Siskel and Ebert.
That's right. That's right.
And
Takes a lot to
Roper.
get my attention.
And Roper. You're all three.
Takes a lot of jiggly on TikTok to get my attention.
Rich, what did you think of Task on HBO Max?
I watched episode 1. I liked it. I'm going to keep with it. Enjoyed that. I watched a movie with Julia Garner, you know, from Ozark. Marty, the one that has Justin Timberlake hair. She's in a horror movie that was in theaters early this year. It's on HBO Max now.
She went to the salon and asked for the Thurman Merman.
It's called Weapons.
I've heard good things about it.
Bro, it is creepy, especially if you have little kids. If you need a creepy movie in between all your sports this week. I mean, it is the sports equinox today, so maybe not today, but later this week, if you need some creepy stuff, I think it's worth the watch. How about that?
Okay.
Did I not sell it hard enough by saying it?
No, not at all.
All right, sorry.
You said you know how to feel about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I have one more observation before we go to your phone calls. Remember, we have games to play this hour. Last one standing. We're going to talk some Ravens. We got to get to Rich's picks tonight because, well, you got World Series Game 3 and a great football game to check out.
Well, I was going to ask you, as you have your observations, we usually around this time announce who we think the real teams are. Do you want to save that for later this week? Remember, we usually say it takes about 8 weeks. And where are we, buddy boy?
I completely agree with what we said before. It's the horsey teams.
Oh, the horsey teams.
It's the Broncos, Colts. It's the Manning teams. It's the Broncos and Colts. That's it. Those are the two legit teams. Those are the two consistently good teams throughout the entire season. There's other good teams, but they play erratically, right?
Sorry.
They're never consistent.
I'm sorry. And then in the NFC, Covino goes, it's the greeny teams. The Packers and the Eagles. They wear green. So, I mean, are those the teams? Did we nail it? The green teams and the horsey teams?
And, yeah, the former Peyton Manning
there you
teams.
go. It's perfect.
I think that the NFC playoff picture is set. I don't know what order, but I think we know the 7 teams.
In the NFC. Can I
Yes.
see if I agree with you?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we get the Eagles, obviously.
That's 1.
The Lions.
2.
The Bucks.
3.
I hate to say it, the Rams.
4.
Here's where it gets a little dicey. Here I wonder if Dan, are you going to give the Niners or the Seahawks one of those others? Just which one is up to you, really?
Yes.
Seahawks, you're going to
Sorry,
go.
I thought you meant Danny G.
Oh, no,
yes.
So you'll go Seahawks.
Yes.
And I would go Niners. So that's we're assuming someone else in the NFC West will get
I'm going both.
Oh, both, really?
Yes.
Okay. So you think because go see no one else in the South is going to make it.
In Green Bay.
I'm sorry, yeah, dude, the Packers. Yeah, Green Bay.
Especially after last night, yeah. Jordan Love looked good.
The Bears just have two, the Bears lost.
I don't know how you can trust them.
Yeah, they can't trust the Bears. So I'm with you there. And our teams, unfortunately, I think have an early exit, and I think you're looking at like Lions and the green teams.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I forgot the Lions, sorry.
So things that made you go.
I agree with you. Honestly, I'd be shocked either way. We did that like a year ago. We were so wrong, so I love
Sure.
love that we're doing it.
Let's try it right now. Throw it out there.
That's it.
I thought yesterday, I'm like, I think we kind of know.
Anyone we're missing, Cove? Look at
No.
the NFC real quick.
No, I was. Yeah, I don't think so.
Eagles, and then you got Lions and Green Bay, the Bucks, and then Rams, Seattle, San Francisco in no particular order.
You know, speaking of the NFC, and you bring up the Eagles, I did want to make one last point. The Giants are done, obviously. I mean, it's sad, but I did want to make that point. Like, when you saw Scadaboo's ankle, Danny G was the first to hit me up. Somehow I missed it. He's like, yo, man, did you see that? I'm like, I guess I don't want to.
At the NFL nowadays, every week one of your buddies is like, did you see? And you're like, no.
And I'm like, ah. Somehow I missed it. And then obviously I saw it like minutes later. And that's the season.
They
right
closed
there.
in on it for a second, and his foot was facing the wrong direction, and the announcer gasped, and they like, okay, you could tell the producer's like, don't go back to that, because then they did a wide shot.
Dart's still going to be fun to watch, but they're not going to be the same, obviously. I'm stating the obvious, but that's pretty much it, because anything competitive from the Giants was going to come from that tandem, I thought, and neighbors.
Well,
but, so they're done,
let
man.
me ask
That's
you
sad.
this. Being that you have your quarterback,
that's a positive.
I'm not saying you pull him and be like, oh, Russ, get back in there. Let's not chance anything. You're 2-6. But let me ask you this. With Dart, knowing that after recovery, Malik Neighbors and Scadaboo, you'll get some high draft picks because you're going to end up with a top 5 bad record, I'm sure.
Yeah, they'll be in good position for next year.
If you're a Giants fan, well, you could say, well, this year's a wash now.
Yeah,
there a sense
could get
of,
ugly for the rest of the year.
Is there a sense of, well, the future looks bright?
There's a sense of we found some core players to build around.
Build around them. Now you got to ask yourself: Is Brian Dable the guy to lead those core players, or do you feel like the Giants, with that core, with draft picks, with some possible cap money to play with, could the Giants say, well, you might want to just start new leadership with that as well, or has Brian Dable earned his keep?
He is there to stay because I think of he's linked to Dart. So there's like, we're going to coach Dart up out of his rookie year. This is the Scadaboo, injury is a setback.
His guy.
Yeah, it's like you can't really blame Dayball for a guy who was playing really well that gets injured. So I think he stays no matter how bad it gets for the Giants.
And Dan Byer had the update that Scadaboo had successful ankle surgery, but it's going to be a long recovery back. Season's done. But, yeah, I guess the silver lining is you found some good guys to build around moving forward. But that is kind of disappointing.
Yeah. And that projected salary cap number for them, the space for them next season, $90 million.
Yeah, so the Giants could turn things around rather quickly. They could be that team that next year you're like, they could be the hot team to talk about. And you know what? I'll say it now. Next offseason, after whoever wins the Super Bowl, the Lions, the Bills, the Colts, whoever the hell it may be, the Broncos, next offseason, when we talk about who's the fun, sexy team people are going to talk about, it'll probably be the Giants, who have probably made some moves, got some draft picks, and they have those young core players healthy. I bet you next year the Giants are going to be a very hot team.
Dare we say Giants Hard Knocks next summer?
How can you
right?
not want that, right?
Yeah.
It would be fun,
Yeah.
for sure.
That would be must-watch TV, those knuckleheads headbutting.
Dan, put that out there. I love it.
Well, we loved how they were in the offseason, even though Joe Shane hates it because it revealed the warts of the process.
Yeah.
But if you had an up-and-coming team, maybe what happened in the offseason would preclude them from doing so, but that would be a interesting watch.
Yeah, these young boneheads feel like a Netflix reality show.
Yeah, right.
And to watch them on Hard Knocks would be great.
I feel like they remind me of guys that would be on Love Is Blind.
Yeah.
They feel like guys that is it Love Island? No, it's Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks.
And a couple good-looking women, and you'll be like, "What is this? What are we watching? Temptation Island?"
That's a good call, Dan Byer. We'll see what happens with that. Now, again, speaking of football, and your observations don't have to be football related. It could be World Series, baseball, UFC, Halloween, whatever.
Could be Yamamoto's complete game.
Dude. Insane performance from Yamamoto.
Could be Snell struggling.
Yo, can I just say it is wild to think the return you're getting on Yamamoto based on what really matters, the postseason, right? When it's all about the postseason, and you got a guy that threw back-to-back complete games in today's game where no one does that. That's like he has earned everything the Dodgers put into Yamamoto, and that acquisition, to me, is already paid off.
He's one of those guys that looks like he gets better as the game goes. It looked like he could have thrown 2 more innings. It was wild.
There's guys that you could see second or third time through the lineup. They're losing it. Yamamoto, you're right. It looks like there's no
I think
lag.
Dave Roberts said he could throw 40 more pitches if he had to.
He's that first inning, he got in trouble. He threw 25 pitches. For the remaining 8 innings, he threw 83 pitches.
Well, we have one more story we have to get to. It involves the Ravens. But first, Dan Byers got a news story for you.
Breaking news.
Breaking news story.
Breaking news from Fox Sports.
And it will be a perfect segue to your story because Ravens head coach John Harbaugh says they expect Lamar Jackson to start Thursday night for their game in Miami against the Dolphins.
Oh.
So Lamar Jackson back in action week 9, not week 8, week 9 this Thursday against Miami.
So Mike McDaniel's joy lasted, 4 days?
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a shootout, right?
Yeah, maybe so. But you know what? Listen, the Ravens, for the long shot people that think, well, it's not over yet. The Steelers losing and the Bengals blowing that game to the Jets did nothing but give Baltimore fans, Dan Byer, a glimmer, a little hope.
I said, didn't I say on this show a couple of weeks ago? I'm sorry. I feel that I know I said it somewhere.
I think you did.
Where I thought, if you look at what they've got, if Lamar comes back, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
And the division also has to play each other, and they play a lot of division.
And then last night, I think the NFL Network put a graphic up on the screen that said, we know the Bengals are 3-5, but we don't think they're a legit contender. This is how the Steelers and Ravens schedules match up. So even the NFL Network is thinking the same things. Yes. What a win will do for you for the Baltimore Ravens.
There were some I remember, if you're a fan of NFL history, there were some Chargers teams. Remember
Did you take that in college in Syracuse?
Yes. I took NFL history and booty chasing 101. NFL history. I always remember there was at least one Chargers team that started like ass. Wasn't there a couple years where the Chargers would get a weak start and somehow find a way to get into the playoffs? I feel like that was the Chargers' MO for a minute. But this would be a really remarkable 1-5 to making a possible postseason push.
Well, let's rewind and figure out how it all started and how it all changed and turned around.
From last week, we teased the story and we never got to it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go back in time. Diddly-doo, 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 diddly-doo. Let's go back to week 6, which is a weak week for the Ravens, right? They lost to the Rams. They lose 17-3 to the Rams. Then they had that bye week. And then the story was the Baltimore Ravens removed a basketball hoop, a ping pong table, cornhole boards, and a video game console. It was like Pee-wee's Playhouse in there.
Not Pac-Man.
They had a full-on playroom.
Did they get rid of Globey?
Yeah.
Cherry, no.
They removed the gaming consoles all from the locker room. It actually started after week 4. So week 4, 5, 6, they had nothing there to entertain them. And it was Harbaugh's way of punishing them. And we speculated, is this going to work? Because it doesn't seem to be working. And that's where we turn it over to you. Yes, these are men, but they're not grown men. Keep that in mind. But you don't want to treat them like children either. Hey, you guys get no toys. But now we're talking, hey, things may be turning around. He had a nice win over the Bears, 30-16. You just heard Dan Byers' update. Lamar Jackson's coming back. Hey, you know what? They got a glimmer of hope. They still got time. They might make it. Could the punishment be working? Do you believe in punishments? Do you believe in punishing your kids this way? Do you believe in punishing grown adults? Because that's really what happened.
Now, an important note to this. The coaching staff, including John Harbaugh, deny that they were the ones that made the decision to remove this stuff. Veteran players are saying it was their decision.
Okay.
But
fair enough. The story was that Harbaugh, right? Well, he was part of the story and his image is there, so we're led to believe that it's their call, the coach's call that did this. What are your thoughts on that? And it's not considered punishment. I guess you could say it's consequence or, hey, we got to get our head in the game. We got to focus. Or do you look at it like a punishment? And as a kid who was never punished, big shock, I don't vibe with that, man. People need to take accountability and be accountable. But at the same time, you need to try everything to see if it works. What are your thoughts? Do you think you could punish grown men, well, not grown men, just men, and get positive results? or more resentment than anything else?
I think if
Because hold on, because the proof is it looks like it's working, and I didn't think it would.
Or even the younger guys, Covino. If that's true, that it was a bunch of a few of the older players that got together and said these youngsters need to focus. That'd be like the OGs at a radio station saying, "Look at these younger guys here. We got to take the bells and whistles out of the hallway."
Yeah, I think it's Earthquake. One of these comedians do a bit, and they're like, "Man, there's nothing you can do to these kids nowadays, these young people especially. Because the only thing you can do is shut off their Wi-Fi, and that'll get them to pay attention real quick." So this was their way, the veterans players' way of saying, "Yo, these young dudes need to focus."
You know what?
So what do you think of that?
There is a big difference, and what you and Danny just said, let me agree that.
But it's loose atmosphere.
A big difference between veteran players saying, "Yo, young bucks, we got to tighten up. We're better than this. Yo, no more ping pong, no more effing around," versus
no more basketball hoop.
Versus like, I hate to call him out because he's a winner, but like, remember like Tom Coughlin back in the day had that reputation. Like if you're not 10 minutes early, you're late, and none of this and none of that. Like I don't think an old hard ass type of vibe works with everyone. But if the veteran players that have been there, Danny G, I'm talking about the guys on the Ravens that have been to AFC Championship games, guys that have seen what it's like to make a postseason run. If those guys are telling the young cats, "Yo, time to stop all this horse crap," like,
well, you know what? Let me play devil's advocate. I'll be Keanu Reeves. So, because he's in devil's advocate.
Yeah, no, like,
so you don't believe in chemistry builders? Is that what you're saying? So when you're just sitting there, then what do you do? What do you do?
All right, I'll play devil's advocate.
No. All right, who are you gonna be?
I'll be Al Pacino.
Okay, fine.
You think ping pong's the answer?
You know what? I'll show you big time.
I'll show you ping pong.
I do, and I'm glad you said that, because let me take you back again.
Yeah.
When I first heard this story,
Yeah.
I thought to myself, well, this isn't going to work. And it turns out that, hey, they won yesterday, and Jackson's coming back, and maybe. When I first heard this story, I'm like, you're punishing these young football players? That's not going to work. This is the opposite of what's going to work. That's counterproductive. Because when you take it back to our early days of broadcasting in the early 2000s, we had a ping pong table in the lobby of Sirius XM. Dude, nothing brought people together harder than that ping pong table. It was dudes from the hip hop channel playing dudes from the rock channel, and then the dude from the country channel would come and battle someone from the R&B channel.
I remember Covino having a battle. Remember, Sway from MTV Sway?
Yeah,
Of
dude,
course, world famous wake up show.
But dude, we'd be talking smack. We got to know each other. We were having fun, right? We'd sit there in the lobby, just all with one company coming together because of the ping pong table. So when they told the story of they're removing the basketball hoop, the ping pong table, the video games, I'm like, dude, you're taking away the chemistry of this team. So I'm a little torn because time has gone, and now we're entering week 9, and I'm like, maybe I was wrong. But I'm standing my ground and saying that these are things that build chemistry. I don't know how it's going to turn around, but it seems like it has, at least for a week. What are your thoughts on punishing adults, punishing kids?
It's so subjective.
Taking their fun away. I don't know. To me, these are chemistry builders.
I think it's hard to really gauge because for everyone that doesn't like to be given tough love, some people respond to it. It's so subjective. You got 53 grown men.
That is true.
Some are going to respond to, like, me. I'm okay with tough love. Covino doesn't like criticism. Covino likes pats on the back.
True. Yeah, no, there's different personalities in every locker room. I get it. But I think those things are what build friendships and build trust and build camaraderie, and that builds a winning team. And you took all the fun out of that locker room to make a point.
Look at a Mike McDaniel, who's like a light, fun, quirky, nerdy, sarcastic coach. What was the vibe there? He was too loose where the players weren't even showing up when they needed to because it was like, yeah, whatever. Like, what is coach going to do? I honestly, it's so to the player. But
they're not little kids either, right?
I do.
I wasn't even punished as a kid.
The more I think about it, let me just go over something real quick, Danny. I know we're going to come back and play the game that everyone loves.
Well, the question is, Fox Sports Radio Nation, think about it. Do punishments really work? Like these type of things.
I never thought
taking things away.
I was never really truly grounded as a kid. I was punished. Maybe you can't go out for a night. But when kids are like, you're grounded for a month, I'm like, what is that doing? You're like ruining your kid's social life? I don't know. Anyway, by the way, I was saying I'm calling you out because the other day you said no way, no how the Ravens make it. Do you remember you said that?
Yeah, I think that was Thursday or Friday. I
said,
still don't believe they will.
All right, they're 2-5.
They'd have to go, what, 9 and something?
Here's what I'm going to give you. I'm just going to read it off. You don't have to play schedule
7-2,
but
right?
I want you to take me through the next week's rapid fire. Ravens at Dolphins.
Win.
3-5. At the Vikings, who don't even have a quarterback. 4-5. The Browns. 5-5.
500 now.
The Jets. 6-5.
Now you got me.
The Bengals come to Baltimore. 7-5.
There's going to be an upset thrown in there
Yeah,
somewhere.
there's going to be a loss
All right,
somewhere in
the Steelers,
there.
They're gonna
all right, let's just be positive. The Steelers.
fritter one away.
You dropped that one. 7-6. The Patriots. All right, 7-7. Green Bay and the Ravens. It's going to come down
7-8.
to bro, I'm telling
6-7.
it's going to be.
Jackson could come back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that it's not over. It may not happen, but it's not over.
The simple fact that 2-5 doesn't sound like it's over.
And I guess the positive here, much like any relationship or any job, knowing that you tried everything, there's peace of mind involved. So they do have the peace of mind of saying, well, at least we tried to get the locker room back and we took it serious. We took those games out. You know, we no more ping pong and we gave it our best effort.
Okay.
So at least they have that moving forward.
Even if you get Lamar back, they had a lot of injuries on defense.
No, you're right, and they were giving up a million points.
Yeah.
I agree with you, but the reality
shootout
is
mode.
The fact that it's not over is wild, right? And I wonder if you're a gambling man or a woman, I wonder if it's worthy of like a $100 prop bet. Like, what's the odds of them making the postseason as a 2-5 team? Probably odds are pretty good.
I picked the Ravens as my Super Bowl pick from the AFC, so I want them to make it, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
All right, well, hey, we play this game every week, and we're going to do it next. It's so much fun. Pressure's on. It's called Last One Standing, and I love it. Covino gets stressed. I love seeing that, and you could win a prize. So if you want in, we need a contestant now. 877-99 on Fox. We'll do it next. Right here, live. Covino and Rich.
I love it.
It's one of the biggest cliches, but it's also very true that when it comes to sports, two best words in sports are Game 7. And everybody says it, and if you listen to sports talk radio, or you and your buddies are chopping it up, or you're at the barbershop, you hear things like that. Two best words in sports, Game 7. It's so I heard Chris Perfett say it today in an update, and I knew it was coming. And because, it's just something that everybody says, but it's true.
The best two words, guys.
Dude, we said it amongst each other hanging out yesterday.
He didn't say free food were the two best words?
No, hey, but you know what? I'm glad you said that.
Free
I'm glad
food.
you said that. Because, hey, we're all pumped about the game tonight, especially if you don't have a team playing. You're just watching for fun. Man, it gives us more to talk about and something to watch because it's do or die. Every little pitch, every call, every hit, every pitch taken is a big moment tonight and under the microscope because everything counts and everything matters because it's do or die. It's for all the Tostitos, as we say. Game 7. But when it comes to the best two words, can we think of any other two words that compare but a PG-13 variation here for Fox Sports Radio?
Well, if you're going to keep it clean.
Like you said, free food. Yo, bro, those are two great words for anybody.
I was saying, open bar?
Because I'll get out of my seat and I'm like, where? What's up? Where are we at? Free food? All right. Dude, that gets everybody pumped.
Yep.
So not just Perfett, everybody. So let's get the phones going before we get into last one standing and all the other fun we have today and the prizes and everything else. Game 7 tonight. Are there two other best words that come to mind? But again, without being rated R and X.
When my wife and I actually get away from the kids, like when those few times a year we actually take a little getaway, adults only.
You love that, huh?
Oh, nothing bothers me more than other people's kids when I'm on vacation.
That's so funny.
If I'm
too,
escaping,
you're a parent, you appreciate kids.
No,
I love kids. I got kids.
When I am not with my own kids and coaching and doing things at the school, when I'm not in that mode, get your stupid kids away from me.
I'm with you on vacations because you want to relax.
Weddings too.
That's what I don't get. Because,
no kids.
Like, how do the little kids ever get to know their family members if you don't want them at their party? Like,
Yeah,
some of my greatest memories
random
as
barbecue.
a kid was sliding around the dance floor, and that's the only time I see Uncle so-and-so anyway.
No kids at weddings.
Yeah, I can't get down with the wedding one. But the vacation one, I get it. No kids.
Kids will ruin a wedding.
I mean, for a guy who has 2 kids, it's pretty harsh.
You're so anti-kid.
Yeah, I know.
I'm so anti-kid.
Sound like a
Except
jerk
for your
to
own.
me. Yeah,
jerk.
Sounds a little jerky. I think it's a cultural thing, and that's my polite way of saying it. I really do. Because in my family, like, if someone told my dad that he couldn't bring his kids, you know what he would say? Well, F you, I ain't going. Swear to God. My dad would be offended by that.
I'm coaching 4 days a week. I'm involved in the school
The kids
volunteering.
but the kids are not part of the family that they can't come to the wedding.
But I don't want a kid at a wedding. You're dancing and drinking and having fun. You want little kids there? Get out of
it's
here.
a family affair.
You're on vacation. You're trying to have
That's what I'm
hotel
saying.
sex,
It's
lay
a
on the beach,
cultural
and do
thing.
everything you want. Your kids around? Get your kids out of there.
No. Vacation?
That's
I
what
think-
grandma's
I
for.
think that's different. And that's
Grandma.
why they separate certain resorts. Like, that's the adults-only side. That's the family side. I'm with you. I'm okay with that when you say vacation stuff.
And if
when
I
you
don't
say family stuff, I'm like, man,
and if I'm,
what the hell good is family if the kids can't be involved?
if my wife and I are going away for a couple days, Mexico, Aruba, Dominican Republic, we're going somewhere, and we're finally getting a break from our own 5 and 8 year old. Do you think I want to see your stupid kids?
No kids.
Okay, no
according to
kids.
this guy.
Great
This
words.
guy claims he's dad of the year. He says no kids or I'll kick him out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got one if you're a scandalous guy.
I'm with you on free food. I think that's my favorite one so
I mean, if
far.
you're a scandalous guy, what if a woman said, I'm discreet? No,
Or Rich, she says in your ear, I'm down.
I'm down. Yeah.
I'm down.
I'm discreet. That's a good. Ooh. Ooh. All right. So, what 2 words are music to your ears? What 2 words compare to Game 7? If everybody loves to say Game 7, the best 2 words in sports. But they're not men. Are they? They're like young men in the NFL. They're men in tights.
We are men.
Covino and Rich. Good call, Iowa Sam. Men in tights. What are we? We're
No.
Homo sapiens.
What
we
are
are
we?
men. We are men. Hey, Covino and
Name
Rich.
that movie.
Fox Sports Radio. Hope you had a great weekend, action-packed weekend. Excited for tonight. You got football. You got your World Series. Right now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. For over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
All right, it is time for the game that we love playing every Monday. Last one standing.
You have 5 seconds to battle for your sports trivia life.
Man. I don't got it.
Put your electronic devices down and pick your sports knowledge up. It's CNR's Last One Standing.
Last one standing.
Ooh, man.
All right, 4 categories ready to go. If needed, a tiebreaker. Each contestant gets 5 seconds to stay alive in the round. If you run out of time or you answer incorrectly, Iowa Sam will stop the music and play his buzzer. You don't want to hear that. All right, we keep battling until you are the last one standing.
There we go.
If you win 2 of the rounds, you are the top dog. Here are the contestants. 11-time winner Steve Covino right over there.
I was born a winner, so it's all good.
Steve Covino pokes out eyes.
Next to him, 15-time winner Rich Davis.
There you go.
Rich
Let's
Davis
go.
wears tights.
And the leader in the clubhouse, 34-time winner Dan Byer.
Hey, DB.
All right, DB.
What a great guy.
I'll use you for this.
Thanks.
You could choose the contestant from our studio lines playing for Nerf football. Would you love to travel to beautiful Queens, New York, Reno, Nevada?
How dare, I was born in Queens, New York. How dare you go? Oh,
I
spot.
wouldn't use the word beautiful.
Okay.
It's not. You're right. It's not that beautiful. All right.
Reno, Nevada, Goodyear, Arizona, Pittsburgh, Kansas,
The worst.
Chandler, Arizona, or Louisville, Kentucky?
Gosh, a lot of good choices.
Yeah, a lot of good choices.
Louisville, like Louisville Slugger.
Well,
Is that Pittsburgh, Kansas without the H at the end?
Do you think it is?
DB, where are you going?
Reno.
Gonna go
Reno.
to Reno. That's Cade.
hey,
Biggest
Cade.
little city in the world.
What up, Cade?
How are we doing, fellas?
We're good, man. Ready to
Cade?
play this or what?
Yeah, what do you do for a living there in Reno?
Something in hospitality.
I'm ready. I build gyms, commercial gyms, residential gyms.
Oh.
All right,
Good
always
money in
pump
that.
our show in there. Yeah. All right, Spot's a fact checker during this game, by the way. A
hate it
lot of anxiety.
so much.
So be patient with him as he checks answers. All right, first category. Clock's going to start when I say your name. Couldn't avoid the broom. You have 5 seconds to name one of the 14 MLB teams who have been swept in the World Series between 1914 and 2012. 14 MLB teams have been swept. Covino, you're up first. Now.
The Mets?
Not on the list.
That's right. They won 1.
Rich.
You're the suckiest, Covino.
Yeah. Swept? That's tough.
I believe.
3.
St. Louis Cardinals.
Cardinals, yes.
Uh-huh.
Twice. In 28 and 2004.
Yeah, because when the Red Sox finally won, it was
Yep.
a sweep. It wasn't very exciting.
Byer.
The Rockies.
The Rockies, yes, in 2007.
Cade.
Also against the Red Sox.
The Tigers.
Tigers, yep, in 2012.
Rich.
Didn't the Yankees sweep the Padres? Padres.
Padres, yep,
Yeah.
in
1998.
1998.
Yep. Scotty Brocious came through. Yeah. Big time.
Good pull. Byer.
The A's.
The A's, yep, twice. One in 1990, one in 1914.
Oh, man, I remember that one.
You were there, right there.
Cade.
The Braves. 99.
Braves in 99, you got it.
Wow. Good one, buddy.
Yeah, Rich.
Bonus points for a year.
3.
The Yankees, only because they've played so many.
Yeah, that would be correct.
Yeah.
Twice. One in 76 versus the Reds, one in 63 versus the Dodgers.
DB.
What about the Pirates?
The Pirates, yep, in 1927. You were also there, right?
All
Dan?
right, another. Yes. I'm glad we went back that far because I knew that the Pirates in 27 were
Right,
swept.
of course, yes.
Big Mike has his ticket stub.
Go Bucks.
Cade and Reno.
The Cubs.
The Cubs, yes, twice in the 30s, 38 and 32.
Got a battle going on in this category. Rich. 3.
I'm going to go Dodgers just because, again, they may have had appearances.
Yes, to the only once in 1966 versus the Orioles.
All right, Buyer.
Phillies?
The Phillies, yep, in 1950 versus the Yankees.
Cade.
White Sox.
White Sox, not on the list.
Oh. Rich.
Now it's getting
3.
tough.
Yeah.
Red Sox? Did someone say that already?
No.
Red
not
Sox.
Not on the list.
Buyer wins that round.
Astros? Were the Astros?
The Astros were on there from 2005. The
Damn
Giants.
it, the White Sox swept the Astros. That was the year Beltran had the best postseason until the World Series.
89, the former Guardians Indians in 1954, and the Reds in 1939.
All right, DB on the board as we go to the second category. In the QB's grill, you have 5 seconds to name an NFL team that leads the league in most sacks this season. Team that leads the league in sacks. Giving them, not taking them.
Sacks.
All right, we'll take the top 16. Cade, you're going to be up first for this category starting right now. Go.
I'll take the Browns.
Browns on the list, number 4.
Buyer.
Denver.
Denver on the list, number 1 with 36.
Numero uno. Rich.
This is sacking the other team's quarterback?
Yes, sir.
Patriots.
Patriots, number 14 with 19.
Covino.
Green Bay.
Packers have 21 at number 11.
Cade.
Steelers.
Steelers have 22 at number 8.
Buyer.
How about the Colts?
Colts, 23 at number 6.
Rich.
Someone say the Eagles yet?
Nope.
Eagles.
Not on the list.
Covino. 3.
Chiefs.
2.
Chiefs, not on the list.
Dang it.
Back to Cade.
Texans.
Texans, not on the list.
Damn, Buyer, you son of a...
Walks off with back-to-back.
I wrote down Texans as well. That was going to be my next guess. Lions?
The Lions are the greatest.
Cade, that was a valiant effort, though. You did good, especially in that first round.
Yeah, you really did.
So-
Whoop my ass.
Thank you for playing the game with us today. That is Buyer's, 35th win in this game?
We gotta install a handicap into this game.
Thank you, DB.
That's what makes it fun. We gotta, you gotta beat the best. To be the man, you gotta beat the man. And when it comes to last one standing, that man is Dan Byer, and he's got your update. What up, DB?
So much to update, but we are getting closer and closer to Game 3 of the World Series. Blue Jays and Dodgers coming up. Coverage on Fox, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. It's Max Scherzer against Tyler Glasnow. Series tied up at a game apiece. Prior to today's game, Mookie Betts named the 2025 Roberto Clemente Award winner. Now on to the NFL. Ravens head coach John Harbaugh says he expects quarterback Lamar Jackson to return from his hamstring injury and play Thursday night against the Miami Dolphins. Here was Harbaugh a bit earlier in Baltimore.
I feel very confident. Feel very confident about it, and would expect him to be out there Thursday night.
Vikings quarterback Carson Wentz was placed on injured reserve. He'll miss the rest of the season because he needs surgery to repair his injured left shoulder. NFL Network says Wentz dislocated the shoulder in Week 5 against the Browns in London and played through a torn labrum and fractured socket. Panthers quarterback Bryce Young has a chance to practice on Wednesday as he tries to return from a sprained ankle. Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Flacco is day-to-day with a sore shoulder. 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan said it isn't a, quote, long shot, end quote, for quarterback Brock Purdy to face the Giants this Sunday, but that they'd know more on Wednesday. Still going to be some time for Brandon Ayuk. Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua will return from his foot injury to face the Saints in Week 9. Bills defensive tackle Ed Oliver feared to have suffered a torn bicep. That's according to Adam Schefter, who said that he's going to be sidelined indefinitely, likely to miss the rest of the regular season. And Giants running back Cam Scatterbo released from the hospital following successful surgery on his dislocated right ankle. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, DB.
Thanks, Dan.
I mean, as a Niners fan, I would hope that the Niners could get by the Giants this week. They have to go out east to play at MetLife, but after that, you're getting closer to getting Ayuk back. Purdy hopefully isn't as banged up, so, you just got to beat the Giants. Stay on pace for you guys.
just want a playoff appearance, is that right?
At this stage, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think, with the injuries. Now, if Bosa and Fred Warner didn't get hurt, I think it's anyone's game, but you're not winning without those two. But
I agree with that.
All right. Well, hey, we got more Covino and Rich. And speaking of tonight, let's talk about our picks for tonight. World Series and Monday Night Football. Maybe a little fun parlay.
It's a sports equinox. Everything tonight.
Equinox.
Yeah, equinox.
Yeah, look at that. Tell me all about that next, right here. Covino and Rich.
What do you think the top selling Halloween candies are? We all know everybody has their personal favorite.
Now, I'll give you the top five.
Yeah.
Top five. One non-chocolate makes the list. What do you think it is?
One non-chocolate. I got it.
The mini bags of?
Oh, mini bags of Starburst.
The little Sour Patch.
Oh, really?
The little Sour Patch. Number 4, Kit Kat, which I think is the go-to. Those mini Kit Kats. I've convinced myself.
How do you pass up on them? You know what I mean?
I've convinced myself.
This is why people get fat.
I've convinced myself 25 of those equal one real Kit Kat. I'm like, no, probably like 4.
That's Halloween dad mess.
Twix. Yeah.
Twix
Same
you
with
start
Twix.
pulling your dad's trick. Remember your dad's trick of the 80s? Like, yeah, I need to check the candy for razor blades or whatever. And he would take all the good stuff.
It's about 12 Twix. Mini Twix equal like one real Twix, right?
It equals like one half of a Twix.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, okay.
I think you're right about
It
that.
equals one left Twix.
So Sour Patch Kids 5, Kit Kat 4, number 3. Can I guess?
3 and 2 are boring, but there's legends.
It's the M&M brand.
M&M, and then number 2 is peanut M&Ms. That's your number 2, and the number 1 candy. I saw a documentary on the History Channel where you do some work. The food that built America. There was a candy episode about Hershey and Reese's and all that. Reese's peanut butter cup. It was a dude. Reese's decided. No one ever decided to combine peanut butter and chocolate, and when he did, he was like,
So you remember those goofy commercials? You got your chocolate in my peanut butter. you put my peanut butter in my chocolate.
"That's your number 1 Halloween candy."
Number 1. And by the way, that's another one. If they're laying around, you're not eating one. This is where it all begins. All the damage begins. So those are the top 5 Halloween candies.
Yeah.
Can I just say that my personal favorite is $100 grand? And I say that because like you don't see them at the store and throughout the regular time of the year. And I cannot resist $100 grand. I think it's the perfect.
It's got all the perfect little
It's
ingredients.
got the crunchies, the caramel. Like I can't pass up that little turd nugget called $100 grand.
Oh, that's a great little turd nugget.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's my personal favorite. But yeah, what's yours and what do you think of that? And that got us thinking when it comes to sports related candies, what do you think of?
Being that I go to the snack shack like 3 days a week with my kids at the baseball and softball field.
Yeah.
I think one that I don't see anymore, but we loved as kids. You always bring it up. I feel like you loved it more than I did.
Because if you went to Moe's or Herman's or give me another one. Gotta go to Moe's.
A Sports Authority?
Sports Authority, Big 5. They always had Gator gum right there at the register.
The Gatorade gum.
And I'll give an honorable mention to Quench gum. But Gator gum, I could salivate thinking about it.
You ever see a picture and you could taste it? Like,
yeah, that one.
Oh, that sounds dirty.
Whoa,
hey.
Choking on your own saliva.
That makes me think of another gum.
Dude, it's making him actually
I
salivate.
think I have a Gator gum from 82 stuck in my throat right now. From the mid 80s. Invented by Jim Bouton. Another gum.
Yeah.
Former MLB pitcher, New York Yankee Jim Bouton, made a shredded gum to emulate tobacco. And that's Big League Chew.
Yeah. You know what? Kids still love it. It's still at the Snack Shack. Kids love some Big League Chew. And Aaron Judge became one of the faces of Big League Chew. So it's sort of back in a big way.
Speaking of Yankees that hit home runs, number 44 himself, from 78 to 81, the Reggie bar was a big deal. Reggie Jackson had his own bar, but it ended in 81, but it came back for nostalgic reasons in the 90s and the 2010s. Like, it goes away and comes
like a
back.
Reggie turd.
Like a patty, yeah. Like
a Reggie turd. Looks like Reggie had corn for dinner.
And you know what? We left the best for last, but it's really a misconception, like Dave Concepcion.
Yeah.
It's a misconception. And that's the Baby Ruth, number
Baby
one.
Ruth?
And everyone thinks it's about Babe Ruth, and I'm going to let you believe that, but apparently it's not. It was invented in 1921, and it was a tribute to Ruth Cleveland, Grover Cleveland's daughter.
Bullshit.
But everyone thinks it's Babe Ruth, so we say it's Babe Ruth, and we move on.
Popularized by Sloth.
There you go.
All right.
And wait, hold on. Can I just, for the old guys watching, buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks? Come on, dude.
Who has Cracker Jacks?
Me.
I do like Cracker Jacks.
Yeah, how do you not like them? What are you, a fiddle-faddle
It's
guy?
caramel popcorn. How can you hate it?
What are you,
You buying Cracker Jacks at the stadium?
What are you, a Crunch and Munch guy?
Well,
Last time I had Cracker Jacks, it looked like this box.
I mean,
You weren't a fan of the prize?
You should dress up as a little Cracker Jack guy for Halloween.
All right, we're live. Live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. And getting a new job can be so much easier with Express Employment Pros. So make note of it. Express Employment Professionals.
Take that again.
I can't control myself when he fumbles.
Express Employment Pros.
Why don't you get your head out your butt, your giant cabeza, and you read it? How about that, you big buffoon? How about you stop spinning around in your chair and texting all the softball dads, and you read it? How about that?
Hey, guys, we're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Getting a new job could be so much easier with Express Employment Pros. With Express, you'll have a local connection to the job market. Get started at expresspros.com. Find a location near you, www.expresspros.com. How do you like that?
Wow. Yeah. You know what? That's one read you did in the past 3 weeks. Great job.
Awesome.
Expresspros.com. Thank you. So remember, tomorrow, already a Tuesday, so we're going to have some tacos and more prizes. Ooh. Mahomes, Showtime Mahomes trivia. Showboy Mahomes trivia tomorrow. Plus, we react to Monday Night Foosball and, of course, World Series Game 3, baby. So what says you, man?
I got a parlay I think I want to roll with tonight. Can I hit you up with it right now?
Sure.
Since it is the sports equinox, I'm going to go across sports platforms.
Ooh.
And I'm going to go Spurs -4.5.
By the way, NBA, man, the stars are
Yeah.
out.
I
The
think-
young stars are playing big.
I think watching Wemby so far, they're at home right now, Danny G, and they're playing the Raptors.
I love SGA, too. He's sort of leading this. I mean, they're defending champions, right? But he's straight up saying the beginning of the season matters just as much, if not more, than the end of the season. And I think that lit a fire up in all these young players' asses. You see Zion playing big. Ja Morant has lots to prove. Wemby's dominating. Like, all these young dudes are stepping up. Even the old cats. Curry, you were talking about.
Yeah.
It's way more exciting than I
And
expected
the
it to
dudes
be.
in between, like Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
And, of course,
50 points.
Yeah.
It's way more exciting than we thought it would be early on, but they're playing big because they know it could be that one game in the early start of the season that ruins them in the end. So it's great to see the battle, the competition. So you have the Spurs.
They have the Spurs. Hold on, I'm actually gonna put this bet in. I got the Spurs -4.5. They're playing the Raptors. The game's in San Antonio. I like the Dodgers money line -190. Dodgers take a 2-1 lead at home tonight.
Ooh.
And I like the Commanders tonight. Not that they win the game, but they're getting a lot of points. They're getting 10.5 from the Chiefs. Monday night game, even if the Chiefs win, I don't know. There's a part of me that feels like that game stays close enough where 10 points, even if they lose by 10, they'll cover. So, dare I say Commanders plus 10.5, Spurs minus 4.5, and the Dodgers minus 190? Parlay that up. I'll let you know what the parlay totals in a second, so carry on.
All right, so that's Rich's pick for tonight. And then the question is, what are you watching? How you doing? Of course, you could watch one on your phone, one on your tablet, and have your screen going, your big screen going.
You don't need to be a maniac. It's a Monday night. I think you can switch back and forth.
The ratings, though. Ratings,
baby.
Go,
ratings.
Baby, go. No, that is interesting, man, because you got Game 3 of the World Series, two competitive teams. It's anyone's series right now. I do agree with Rich. Dodgers take one at home. But does the Chiefs, Commanders beat them in ratings? Probably, but I think it's going to be close.
I mean, I have a dog in the fight, so obviously I'll have the Dodgers on the big screen, but I will have my iPad out for the NFL game.
The Game 3 World Series gets the big screen for me, for sure. And you're right. I'll be looking at the Chiefs game on my phone. So what says you? What do you think while Rich tallies this up for you?
Here we go. Let's do this. Let's do $50. $50 pays out $225 on that.
Oh.
$50 to win.
You'll finally have Covino's money.
Yeah, 50. Which,
you
by the
owe
way,
him for the bet.
we do have to solve that this week. 50 pays out $225. Lock that in. Spurs, Dodgers, Commanders, parlay. Yay! All right. Well, hey, what a fun Monday, huh?
It was a great Monday. Let's have a great week, and we're not quite done yet. We'll keep you posted on these rumors. I told you there's a Pacquiao-Mayweather rematch. Mayweather-Pacquiao 2 is in talks for Netflix.
Yeah,
and when you got that kind of money involved, how do you say no to it? That's the thing. That's why I think this will happen. There will be enough money generated to make that fight happen, even though, I don't know, who in the world wanted to see it.
Me, you, and Danny G were talking before about how so much of this chic money is just, it seems like they have endless funds. I saw what I thought. You never know it's AI anymore, but you said, Danny, you said you saw it on a legit site. Did you see what a proposed stadium, like 100 stories in the air, looks like?
Yeah, it's so crazy.
They're talking about Super Bowl there one day.
They're talking about all types of things.
Yeah.
They've been talking about moving the San Diego Holiday Bowl game to Saudi Arabia.
There might be a bowl game there. So, I don't know. It's like, I know you said you were talking to your buddy Ben Maller about it, but there does come a point where it's like, when do you say, money's not everything? We don't want to just start putting our Super Bowls and all events just because some Saudi guy has a ton of money. I feel like you have a problem with this, Sam.
Oh, yeah, I do. I mean, look no further than the history books and what that country's been like culturally.
That's fair enough.
It's money.
They say not all money is good money.
Yeah. And, we just saw a lot of comedians get a lot of flack. Is flack the word? Flack? Slack?
Yeah.
Get a lot of flack because
they were not cut slack.
They had that big comedy festival.
Yeah, the Riyadh Comedy Festival.
And a lot of comedians were like, you think I'm going to pass down millions of dollars? But there were fans and other comics that were saying, like, yo, you're performing for, like, people that aren't great. Like
blood money.
Blood money, essentially. So it is interesting to see the fight game, possibly football, comedy. I got to ask yourself, and this is for you. This is for you to answer on your own, not for me to tell you. But ask yourself, if they said, "Hey, Iowa Sam, we want you to come produce some big thing. We're going to pay you a ton of money," what would you say?
I'd have to think on it.
See, exactly. I mean, because everyone's got a price. Ted DiBiase taught me that in the 80s. WWE, everybody's got a price. So it's a very interesting world we live in now. Have a great night. Enjoy your sports. The Equinox. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
We'll be talking about it.
Arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
Goodbye.
Have a good one.
Go Dodgers.